G'day guys, my name is Bruce Garrett, and on Westfit today we're talking to two of the members of the Injustice Crew team. Is that the right team name for you guys?
Yes, it was Injustice Crew. We ended up being Injustice CrossFit over at the Games.
So the Injustice CrossFit team who have just returned back from the CrossFit Games over in Madison in the US. So my first question would be around the training and preparation that you did. Like, what does training look like in comparison between regionals and then that ramp up to the games?
We still did a lot of our individual-based training, and we had like our 3 to 4 sessions a week as a team. Early mornings, lots of early mornings, and just more trying to get out of the gym as well. So obviously you look at the stuff that goes on at the games compared to regionals, running, swimming, just a lot more odd objects type events. So yeah.
Does the volume change in what you're doing, or is it just different kind of technique and like more, as you say, more different like objects to be prepared for that sort of stuff?
Yeah, the volume didn't change even leading up to. So we flew out like 2 weeks early, so we were still training pretty hard up until the time we left, and you're still going to get a little bit fitter, but it's just more about trying to get a little bit more efficient as a team, as a whole.
Yeah, those are the things I noticed as well. We did a lot more running than had appeared in our program prior to that point. A lot more odd object stuff, which I loved, just getting outdoors and flipping tyres outside and going for little bike rides. We weren't sure if we were going to see a bike at the games for the teams. In the end we didn't, but it was a cool element of training.
So what does an average day and that sort of run up look like? Like, what time are you getting up? What time are you eating? How many times are you training? That sort of...
So we're training twice a day at 5 o'clock in the morning. That's just the only time that we could really get everyone together. It was either 5 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the afternoon, or like 6 o'clock at night. Pretty much for like the 3 times we'll try to train, but we all train twice a day. With like active recovery days, so even our rest days were recovery days where we'd go for a hike up through the hills or something. So it's pretty full on. And
are you only training, or were you only training as a team, or are you training as individuals as well?
Still did our individual stuff, so we trained like four sessions a week as a team, and the rest was just our individual stuff to make sure that we stayed fit. The team side of things, I don't think you can really sustain it, your fitness levels, just working on the team stuff, because there's a lot of rest to work ratio. So it was good to still push and make sure that you were working on your weaknesses as well.
Was there anything that you learned at regionals as a team that you needed to implement going forward into the games? No, we were perfect.
No, we were far from perfect, but I think going into regionals, we had a good plan, and we were not really, like, our goal was to make it to the games. So we were really focused on making sure that we weren't getting sidetracked, and we were warming up properly. We were debriefing after every workout, then we were getting focused for the next one. All our treatment, so we had Andrew come across with us. Everything was like had its place, and we were there to get a job done, really. Going to the games, although we still had that set purpose, but it was a pretty crazy experience. So I think to make it there, we still wanted to make sure that we got a chance to enjoy it as well, as with still that little bit of pressure, but not as much, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So do you feel, because I guess when I've listened to other interviews, some people have spoken about they train for regionals, then they start training for the games. So with that, do you mean that you were training always for the games?
Definitely.
Regionals happened to be in the way, or like? Was there
like regionals is still the first step. So we're not going to say that we were guaranteed a spot, but our main goal was to make the games. We weren't going to regionals just to place. We wanted to win it.
Yeah. We didn't feel like we didn't behave as though we had it in the bag, so to speak. We definitely treated regionals as a big competition, which it was. It was, the stepping stone to the games. So we had to succeed. We had to perform well in that arena in order to get to that next stage. So yeah, there was a definite difference in the way we approached our training. regionals and then for the games.
Training as a team is something that's quite mentally taxing. You're seeing the same people, you were saying like, what was it, twice a day for a good run-up period.
Yeah.
How do you stay sane? How do you not like murder someone in that run-up?
Oh, you probably need to come down and film one of our training sessions. It's a bit of a laugh. We make sure we have fun, and like it's hard to have fun at 5 o'clock in the morning. Like, not gonna lie, everyone's pretty quiet in the morning sessions.
A lot of coffee and a lot of laughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. We're lucky, like we train together all the time, all year round anyway, so it's not like we enjoy each other's company and we enjoy the sport, that's why we do it. So we're just grateful to be able to make it to the next stage and train with your mates to push there. So
I think that's partly what defines us as well. We're not just a group of individuals that comes together at certain times of the year and then goes their separate ways once it's all over. We've been all training together, as Ryan said, every day for months. And
noise the shit out of me.
So yeah, right, I'm always waiting for it.
So in the community aspect that Westfit is, how do you guys stay motivated, consistently training all of the time? Like, because I know, like, even myself, like, I still have that low peaks where you're like, I really don't want to train this week. Like, how do you push through it every time, or is it about learning about yourself, or do you have any tips that you might share with us?
I suppose it's called training for a reason. Like, if you just rock up here every day and you just go balls to the wall for every workout, you're just going to burn out. So making sure you pick the right workouts that you're going to push, or whether it's going to be something that you're just going to try to maybe string some different sets together and work on different things that are weaknesses, and also just having goals throughout the year. So the first week I was back from the games, I was like, what do I do? Yeah, I didn't know what to do, didn't really have any ideas of where we were going, and then like the team series has come up now, so straight away we're like, yep, we're going to do that. We'll get on board and got something to train for now. So
are you able to share maybe a couple of goals that you're working on at the moment?
Just in a general sense, I just want to get a bit stronger. I've been doing CrossFit and competing in CrossFit for a little while now, sort of 5 to 6 years, but I've never done a strength cycle as such. And strength is something that I guess is a weakness of mine in that whole basket of things that is CrossFit. So that's something I'm going to focus on, is just getting my overall strength and getting my numbers up a bit.
And Ryan's obviously working on his beard.
Yes, it's getting there. It's getting there. I suppose I'm generally good at everything within CrossFit. I'm not great at anything, so like I don't have one particular thing that like everyone's going to go, oh yeah, I'm good at that. So I think I just need to, it's more my engine side of things, to make sure that I can just do all these things a little bit more efficient. That's the biggest thing I need to work on.
And maybe the front rack.
And front rack position. Mobility. It's getting there.
Like every dude ever. Mobility, right?
Yeah. I signed up to ROMWOD. It hasn't worked.
You actually have to do it. You can't just, sign up.
Moving into the games itself, can you talk me through, like, I guess for those athletes that travel further, like you guys went out there 2 weeks before, I think there's that kind of, you finish regionals, you've podiumed, you're in this kind of mixed emotion of like hurrah, and then it settles in that you've actually got more work to do, you're going to the games, and then you've got a flight, you've got more training, and then you head into the room like for announcements and things like that. How do you feel? How do you prepare for that sort of stuff?
It was hard to prepare for. Like the excitement of making to the games was there, but like the lead up to it, the training, getting there early, like running around the fundraising, that was probably a massive, that took a lot of efforts. We had some massive support there. Thanks, WA. But not really knowing what we were to expect when we got there, it was hard. But then like all of a sudden you get shown the athlete area, and then like Matt Fraser or someone walks through and you're like, oh, all right, shit, this is real.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that just comes down to experience. I mean, the veterans are obviously pretty relaxed and pretty chill. They've ridden those highs and lows before, and they know what to expect, so they can, they've got strategies in place to deal with that. But for us newbies, it's something that you might think about, but you can't really plan for how it's going to feel. So you just try and soak it all in and enjoy it and do the best you can.
Yeah, it was just like a massive shock. Like these people that everyone follows on Instagram, like day in, day out, they've got their posts up, whether it's like Catherine David's daughter, Tia Toomey, any of those, like, and then all of a sudden you're in the same warm-up area with them and you're like trying to warm up and you're like, holy shit.
Trying to stay cool.
Yeah.
Be cool.
Yeah.
Did you get fan-struck by anyone? Was there any kind of surprise, like suddenly, you know, Rich Froning really is like 3 foot tall, or
yeah, so like
you're just like, what?
Like, yeah, I've had photos with Froning, Matt Fraser, a few of the guys like that, Sarah Sigmund's daughter. You just see them and you're like, ah. But so, yeah, I think it was more the first day where we were warming up and I'm like, all right, we're going to be serious, guys, we're warming up. And then Matt Fraser walked in and I was like, fuck it, I've got to go do stuff. Hey, Matt, how you going? I just seen you, I wanted to say hi. Hi. Shook his hand, he was like, hi. Okay, I've got to go warm
Tells
back
us
up.
to be cool and then he acts like the biggest fanboy out.
Yeah, and then,
So funny.
but then like when you're lining up with some of the other teams and yeah, they're guys that you've been watching and following forever, like Froning, and they're just everyday people. They're just there to have fun and enjoy it as well. So
It's weird though, like because you follow them on Instagram, you feel like you know them a little bit. You feel like you could go up to them almost and have a conversation with them, but they would have no idea who you are. Who is this strange person talking to me? Why do they know so much about my life? This is weird. So,
yeah,
Because you put it on social media.
exactly.
Yeah.
What's like? I think we've seen a lot of stuff around like the old venues. What's the new venue like? What do you kind of get? Unfortunately, we can't do a compare and contrast.
Yes.
because we don't have the before and after. But what's it like to kind of walk through? I guess we've got nothing in certainly WA that is of that scale, size, and you know that sort of thing. You've got massive areas of like vendors, and the stadium's a bit like. What's that like?
Yeah, it was crazy. Madison in a whole was just an amazing town to be in. It was actually like a bit of a country town feel. Everyone was just so friendly to help out. They'd do whatever they could to make sure that you were comfortable. If you were lost, like we had people stop on push bikes and actually spend an hour riding with us to take us somewhere. Or yeah, it was amazing. Like they were just so friendly. But then actually Madison for that venue as well was just surreal. Like going into the Coliseum for the first time, walking into there, and like you just see the crowds. Yeah.
When you're out there, do you actually feel the crowd? Because, like, take it back to something, you know, like a local competition that we would all be used to, where there's a big workout floor, the crowd's around you. You know, let's pick on that 130 clean and jerk that I filmed a long time ago now.
140.
140, sorry, 140. But everyone's there, like with those local comps to cheer you on, especially when we're talking about finals and things like that. Do you still feel that when they're further away, or you know, are you kind of out there? Do you not even think about it?
I don't really think about it that much. There was a couple of stages there where like you're either sitting on the roller or doing something that you're just trying to take your mind off it, and you actually look up and you can see everyone like cheering and carrying on, which is pretty cool. But like there's not that close intensity where like CrossFit in WA, everyone knows who we are, so it's good. And everyone. No, I'm sorry. No, I don't want to say it like a dick, but we're well known around the CrossFit community in WA, and when you rock up to those places, we're just another fish in the ocean, really.
Yeah, the intensity just goes through the roof. I mean, it's not intense in that sense of closeness that you're talking about like we get at a local comp, but just the magnitude of everything. You know, the lights, the fact that there's these massive screens up there with our scores on them. There's people commentating, saying our team name, and you know, people in the crowd cheering. It's
like walking through the beer tent to go to the Coliseum.
Mate,
so
you're not
and
supposed
you've got
to go near the beers.
I know. Yeah, but yeah, so we actually had to walk through the beer tent to get there. So everyone's cheering in the beer tent, they're drinking, carrying on, and
it's just sensory overload.
Yeah.
That's like having Maccas and standing outside the people with the window and the treadmills. Like, that's just mean. Parade you through there.
It was kind of like when you watch like the fights and that, when they're actually coming through the crowd to go out to compete or to fight. Yeah, we've got people yelling and cheering and.
Do you think sometimes that it's self-imposed pressure though, because perhaps you are seeing the guys who are further up the table, there's more pressure on them to perform, or is it a case of there's still pressure because you are still there, you're in it, like you're pushing to try and win as much as you can, right?
Absolutely. I mean, you're performing on the biggest stage that we've got in our sport, so you want your performance to rise to the occasion. So there's a certain amount of pressure, but very much self-imposed.
Yeah, definitely. Like, we weren't going there just to go, oh yeah, we've made it to the games. Like, we still wanted to go there to do our best. And just the amount that we learned just from this first time being there is like how much the other teams pushed the boundaries, and it was crazy, like just about all the transitions and everything. So we walked away with so much.
Yeah, it's definitely next level. Everything is next level. The competition, the venue. It's pretty eye-opening.
Best workout that you like, as in from an enjoyment perspective, maybe not result?
Shit.
Probably I reckon the team row.
No, I hated that.
Really?
Oh. Did you see me like getting off the rower and walking sideways? Yeah, you might have enjoyed it. I reckon probably nearly all six of us would have a different opinion on that.
So individually, best?
I like the muscle up and snatch workout, the first one.
Hated that one.
Yeah.
Is that your worst one?
Yeah. So I enjoyed the row that Ryan was staggering away from.
It was more because that was our first event, and we're like, muscle ups, snatch, sweet. This is our workout. We've got this all day long, and we're doing our muscle ups. Then all of a sudden, it was only our transitions that slowed us down, and you're watching the teams beside you just go and just keep pushing, and we're like, what the hell is going on? We cannot move any faster, and they just kept moving. But it was a good workout. So I walked off of that at the end of the day thinking that we gave it our all, and it was good enough for us. Like, we were happy with it, but it was like just that shock. Holy shit! That's it. Shit just got real.
If there's one you could repeat,
the heavy worm, I reckon.
Because of a result, or you just think you could do better, or?
Yeah, well, it just got the better of us, I think, and we just lost a bit of composure, and we were failing a couple of lifts. So I think if we could redo that one again, that'd be a good one to redo.
I'd like to repeat the litter carry and hay bale burpees.
Because?
I was a bit sick on that last day, so it was a workout that I was really, really looking forward to, and unfortunately I couldn't do what I wanted to do. So I'd like to have another crack at that one.
Yeah.
If
you had watched it, you would have seen it. Sorry, Bruce. Cut that bit out. Cut that bit out.
Lost my train of thought. From a results perspective, the Aussies obviously in the individuals did pretty well.
Yeah.
And then from a team's perspective, we had one team who sat, I think they were 17th overall, and then you guys kind of led the bunch lower down the table.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Australia as or Australia and New Zealand, the Pacific region, as a kind of component of the games? How do you feel that we're performing?
On the individual side of it, we're killing it, especially with Ricky, coming out like that as a rookie and taking out third, and then obviously that Cara is always going to do well, and Tia's just an absolute animal. I think we've got a good place in the regions, definitely, or in the whole scheme of things.
I think we're obviously very competitive. Our individuals have shown that. I think it's just hard a little bit being in the region that we are. We're so far separated from I guess, the hub of CrossFit competition in the States. So maybe we don't get the same, exposure to things and experience the same progression in the sport as some of the Americans do, for example. But I don't think we're that far behind at all. I think we've got some incredible athletes, and we're only going to get better.
So, following on from that, talking about Aussies at the games, do you guys all hang out? Is it like Aussies and Kiwis in London? Like, do you all just form a little group and it's home away from home, or do you find other people to talk to? What's the community like there?
Handball. The community was pretty good. I think, especially at the start of the competition, everyone was very much in their lane. They sort of had their fight faces on. Not to say that there was animosity between any other team, but people were focused. People were there to do a job, and so there wasn't, I guess, that much interaction at the start. But definitely towards the end, towards the last couple of days, we were laughing and joking with people in the warm-up area and even in the holding area before we walked out onto the floor. It was a lot more relaxed. So I think the community, definitely expanded towards the end of the games when pressure was off a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it was probably like after the first workout on the Saturday, I think. So the Thursday and the Friday, everyone was sort of like really focused on what they were doing, and then by the Saturday after the first event, you could just see that people were loosening up, and you'd have a bit of a joke in the pens. And I think that where we were sitting as well was a lot of new teams, so they're all in the same boat as us, where they were unsure about what we're meant to be doing and how we're meant to be acting, or like, should I be talking to this person, or what's the go?
It's like sheep huddled together, trying to withstand the storm. Yeah.
Definitely good, and once it was all over, you could just see where everyone just relaxed, and it was good to catch up and have a beer afterwards, and yeah.
You're thousands of miles away from home and you're competing on different turf. Do you feel the support that you get from Australia, WA and the community, or is it kind of removed and you're only kind of finding out about it afterwards?
It was hard, especially the times that we were competing. So everyone back here, they were staying up till 11 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning to watch our events, and I think with the run, swim, run, it didn't actually get televised as well. So everyone's like, "Yeah, you bloody mongrels." So it is hard to be over there in that position. There was a few Aussies, and you could hear them in the crowds. You could hear them cheering for you, and that was really good. It made a difference. If you were running out on the first run, and all of a sudden someone would be yelling out, "Come on, Injustice!" I don't know who it was, but everyone. It's the same over here. Everyone cheers for each other. Yeah, definitely good.
Moving on to the future and where you're heading. You guys are going back?
We actually haven't all caught up yet since all the guys come back and the girls stayed on and travelled a bit and got to spend some time with family and that. But we haven't actually got together as a group yet and discussed anything. I think it's probably a little bit too soon to discuss it. It's a lot of pressure to put on yourself for a year.
And families as well.
Yeah.
What kind of, do you have to make a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll cut here.
Sacrifice?
Yeah, do you have to kind
Absolutely.
of constrain your, what does that look like for you guys?
From a, family perspective, I don't have kids, so I'm not under as much pressure as people with children and families and full-time jobs. But even myself with my partner, spending a lot of time, a disproportionate amount of time in the gym with other people, sacrificing that couple time, I guess, and sacrificing time outside with hobbies and eating whatever you want and that sort of thing. And asking them to make sacrifices as well, and doing more, picking up your slack around the house, I suppose. So it's it's a lot for them to deal with.
I've got a business here that I'm trying to run. which then I've got Cooper, who normally hangs out with me all the time. He's at daycare today, so otherwise he'd probably be sitting here answering these questions. And a wife and a home. So it's definitely a massive sacrifice, and it's probably a bigger sacrifice from the stuff that Mel does for me more than what I do. It's a massive impact.
I mean, we're still doing what we love. Like, sure, it's hard work and we're sacrificing time, but we love what we do. But I think, they're making a bigger sacrifice with us being away. And
because I think that's one thing that people don't necessarily. We think about we're going to become the next level athlete. We think about the fact that we've got to work on our diet, nutrition, on mobility or strength or something like that. But we don't think about the knock-on effect that it has for other people who are around us as well. So.
Yeah, but I think you still got to make sure you enjoy it. Like if I wasn't enjoying this, then I wouldn't be doing it. And yes, it's my sport, it's my living, it's my income. It's like an extended family here, so it is a good environment to be in. But just making sure that it doesn't affect the other things in life too much is the biggest thing. Yeah.
Is there one, or is there anything that you're kind of keen to learn from the games to take back next time, if you go back?
Oh, I'm going back, don't worry. I don't know how yet, but I'm getting there.
I think just making sure that we got to regionals, we were there for a job, we did the job and we walked away. And when we get to the games, if we get to the games again next time, if it's something that happens if we go a team, really focusing on that, we've made it to the games, like we're going there to kill this. We're not just going to the games for the sake of going to the games. Not that that's what we did, but I think we can learn a lot more stuff to bring into our training, definitely.
Final question for the kind of community aspect. You guys have both obviously been in a lot of local competition, and then now we've been at something on the global scale. Is there one piece of advice you could hand over to perhaps somebody who's maybe never done a competition or has done a few, like some piece of advice that you would give to them to help them improve? Like maybe not around performance, but actually in that competitive environment.
I think competing's a skill like any other. To get better at pull-ups, you practice pull-ups, you practice the progressions. I think to get better at competing, you have to compete. If that's what you want to do, just take the plunge, do as many as you can, within reason that fit in everyday life, and just get that experience. You learn things from every competition that you do, and if you can take just one or two things and improve on those the next time, be it performance or preparation, it's only going to make you a better competitor and a better athlete.
Definitely. Well, I love competing. I do it just because of the community side of it as well. And I'm not too bad at it. It sucks on the day, but at the end of the day, I go there, you catch up with mates, and it's just a good environment to go out, and just the banter that comes with it as well, which in the local comps, it's good because we've been around for a while. Just do it. We all had to do a first comp at one stage in our life.
We've all been out of our depth. Most of us have come last at some stage. It sucks, but you learn and you get better.
Yeah. But even just within like CrossFit in general, it's something that's meant to be measurable. So everything we do every day in the gym, whether it's our weightlifting, our workouts, we record them because we want to know that we're getting better. The same as a competition. Like if that's something that you want to do and you want to compete, then get out there, give it a crack. Then you might lose to someone this time, and then you've learnt, all right, I stuffed up, I held on too long for a set of pull-ups in that workout. All right, next comp, all right, I've beaten this person in that workout. Sweet, I'm improving. Do it, learn from it. Sucks to lose, so go and win.
Okay, cool. I think that's all the questions we have to make sure.
Go and win.
Still got 11 minutes. Oh. Camera, that's all right.
Cut that bit out.
Is there anything that I haven't talked about that you guys want to talk about?
Probably just, just to say a massive thanks to the WA community. Like, we've made it. We put in the effort, and you guys from WA as the CrossFit community got behind us. With the support from buying hoodies, fundraisers, to our Hawaiian nights, to the crew down here. We wouldn't have done it without any of yous. And just to hear from other community, like CrossFit gyms around Australia, that they couldn't believe the amount of support we got. Yeah, it was crazy. Absolutely crazy. Thank you.
I'm going to sit on that side.
Come over here.
Come over here. Is there a microphone? I'll just move closer to you. What do I want to say? Guess we just need to sign this off. Okay guys, I want to thank you for watching. As ever, if you've got any comments or questions, please do personally email or Instagram these guys and not me. Maybe don't do that.
Cut.
Please subscribe. Oh, fuck's sake. Oh, I can just feel Carly just like...
Do you want me to do it for you?
No, I got this. I'm just trying to remember what I normally say.
Is it written down over there somewhere?
No, I don't have it written down. I can't remember. I can't remember what I normally say. You good?
I'm good. Are you good?
I'm not good.
Just look at, same as what you told me. Just look at that thing there.
Just look at it and just talk
right,
normally. Yeah, it's just like, yeah.
Just win it.
Please subscribe.
Oh, this is so good.
So bad. I want to thank the Injustice team for their comments. Oh, go away, Tara. As ever, I want to thank you guys for watching. I want to thank the guys from Injustice for spending some time with us. If you have enjoyed the content today, please consider subscribing to the YouTube I'm going to make it! As ever, I want to thank you guys for watching. If you have enjoyed today's content, please do give it a like, give it a thumbs up, consider subscribing to the YouTube channel. I want to thank the guys from Injustice for their time in answering the questions. And as ever, I'll see you in the next video. I didn't say Westfit.
Westfit.
Done. Flashing.
It's not bad.
I can't take it.
Are you off? No, you're not off. As ever, we are looking for sponsors, so if you would like to get involved in Westfit, we would love to hear from you. Bye.